There's been a few comments about exporting and importing tracks. So this is for the newbies. Don't worry if you know this already. But importing and exporting tracks. I'm just working on a song at the moment on the DP-24. And I've just been recording a bass part, the jazz bass there, going off the amp and mic'd up. And I just wanted to show you how simple it is to export a track, because what I do is I export tracks to do some outboard processing on the computer. I use the free software Audacity, but it doesn't matter what software you're using, it's the same thing. So the bass part I've just recorded is on channel 9, and I want to export that track to the PC. So you press menu and audio depot, right, and export. Use the arrow buttons to go down to the track you want to export. So it's track 9. Press the tick button. So the track you want to export is ticked, and this could be the same for multiple tracks. You could be picking 7 or 8 tracks to export. You can do them all at the same time. You don't have to do them individually. Once it's ticked, press that one there again, F4. Export one track. Yes. What that's doing now is putting that into the folder on the Tascam called, what do they call it again? Audio Depot. So that's in Audio Depot now on the Tascam. The next thing to do is to connect it to the computer. So you use the up down arrows to select USB on your menu control. Press the arrow. USB not connected. Enable yes. Push yes to enable USB. Press yes. Give it a few seconds. And obviously you've got your USB. I leave my USB plugged in permanently to my computer all the time. Coming across the computer, I've created a folder for the track that I'm working on, which is a cover of Joy Division and Love Will Tear Us Apart. So you click on your folder, ensuring that the USB is enabled on the Tascam, and you should see DP-24 on the left hand side there. And you're looking for Audio Depot. Click on that, and I've just abbreviated that. Love Will Tear Us Apart, LUTA, track 09. What I do is you can either copy and paste. I cut and paste so I don't end up with loads of tracks in my Audio Depot. So I cut that, go back to the folder that I've put all my stems in for Love Will Tear Us Apart, and right click, paste, and there is my bass part, track 9, unprocessed in the folder. And then I simply go to my software, Audacity, fire that up, import audio. Now there's something quite crucial about, so it's track 9, so there it is there, track 9, open. And there is that short piece of bass, an 18-second intro off the Tascam. What I'd normally do here, if there was any sort of unwanted amp noise in the silence at the start, I can mute that out. Any particularly long ending with nothing, I can cut that off there. I may even want to put a slight fade on that because it's part of an intro, so I'll probably put a fade on the end of that. It's just an example. Effect, fading, fade out. That's that done. Now, within the DP-24, I find I'm going to put some compression on this bass. So I've preset my compression, apply. And sometimes that brings your volume considerably up. So what I do then is I normalize everything to -6 dBu. This gives you plenty of volume, but also plenty of headroom on the Tascam for any of the built-in effects. It's just not overloading anything. So there's my bass. It's nicely compressed. It's nice and clean as I want it. This goes for any, could be a vocal. You know, vocals definitely benefit from compression. I usually record, sometimes I also add effects at this stage, but I usually use the internal reverb. I don't use a lot of effects apart from guitar effects, which are recorded with the instrument. So I'm now going to export the audio I've just processed. If I've set it up for the folder that I want it to go to, I'm just going to take the prefix off there, so it's a different name from the raw file. So otherwise it'll say this file already exists, and I don't really want to overwrite the raw file at this stage, just in case there's something wrong with this. I might want to go back and do it again. So I take that abbreviation off and just leave it as TRK09. I could call it bass, you call it whatever you want. Now this is the important point about exporting files. When you set up your project on the DP-24, you can choose either 16-bit or 24-bit recording quality. Obviously 16-bit uses less memory. For the sake of the cost of these cheap cards, I set everything to 24-bit. But if it's 24-bit, anything you import must also be 24-bit. 44 Hz, 100 Hz, 24-bit. If it's 16 or the other way around, you'll just get an error code. It will not allow you to import the file to the Tascam. So the bit rate, and it must be a WAV file, not an MP3. It comes off as a WAV and it goes back in as a WAV. So that's set for the folder. I'm going to, so it's 24-bit, 44, 100 Hz, 24-bit, export, and that's just going to export that now into desktop folder. I won't bother saving that, but you could save it. So to the desktop folder now, your USB is still connected on the Tascam. So open up the folder that you just put the file into. There it is. There's the original. There's the raw file with abbreviation at the start. There's the one. All the ones I've processed. I just got TRK 1, 2, 3 up to 9. So then you simply press on that and you can just slide it across into Audio Depot. There you go. That's now on the Tascam. Disconnect the USB. Menu, and then go across to Audio Depot. And there is that track that we just imported, track 9 WAV. And I'm going to import it into, hopefully, track 9. If I haven't already. Actually, I just need to clear out track 9. So I'm clean out track 9. So I've got an empty track there. That's what the original file was in. Again, I'm killing the original file, but I've still got it on PC, so I can always go back to it. Okay, so that's track 9. Audio Depot, track 9, import, use the arrows to go down to the track you want it to. So it's on track 9, press the right hand button, import track 9 WAV into track 9, yes. That's now putting it into track 9 on your Tascam on the DP-24 or the DP-32 if you've got the posh one. And there's track 9 playing back now. I haven't got the audio on at the moment, still in mix. I haven't mixed it down yet, but that's how you do it. Once you've done it a few times, it becomes second nature. And for those that don't know how to do external processing, I think it's a massive boost to the control that you have over the individual tracks. I know there's stuff you can do in the box. Personally speaking, I find it easier to process stuff on the PC. So that's all for me. I hope that's helpful. Bye for now.